Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 20th of October, comes to you from London. And we're seeing a bit of a recovery this morning in European energy markets. Gas up nearly 5%, power up nearly 3%, and even emissions up 2%. So oil prices falling a bit. We'll come back and look at that, and we'll also look at some trading systems that I've been just working on for trading these markets. But we start by looking at the bigger picture, remembering this is my weekly, daily and 60-minute chart. These are my tracker charts with the corresponding point and figure targets, so long-term, medium-term and short-term view of the market. Dollar has steadied off the bottom, still bearish below the cloud on the short-term chart, but medium-term the trend continues. If we look at the dollar against the yen, it's back above the 114 level. So this is a very strong indication that the dollar will hold its strength. And against sterling, we're seeing that at 137.81. Sterling against the euro is actually making a two-year high. So we're seeing the highest level that we've seen actually since the start of the pandemic. So 18-month high. So that's showing strength there above that 118 level. And therefore we're starting to see a change of trend, sterling with the upper hand, and we've got targets of 1%, 3% higher on the short-term chart. Bitcoin sitting just below $64,000, just nudging new all-time highs. The target, of course, is 83,000. We've been talking about that for quite some time. That's where we're going. Looking at the S&P 500 index, we're up 0.75% yesterday, looking stronger. Looks like it's found support on the daily cloud. We're nudging to push for a new high as well there. And if we look at the Nasdaq, much the same picture, of course. The futures are flat this morning, so making it a difficult call as to which way the market will open, but we're slightly higher there. And the VIX volatility sitting steady at below 16, so the fear index is not fearful at the moment. Looking at the DAX in Germany, we're up 0.2%, but the CAC Quarante is down slightly, so Europe is mixed, but we are seeing at least that the DAX did get back through that cloud on the short-term chart, some upside targets, so we continue along with the US markets, which of course are dominant. Japan was little changed. The Hang Seng has seen quite a good recovery this week, quite a nice run, up another 1% overnight, but China and India were down slightly. The Aussie market was up 0.5%. Base metals have gone crazy. We've seen big moves in tin, zinc, copper, so that is a driver for a lot of the Aussie resource stocks. We'll look at the energy mix in a minute. Wheat continues to look strong, up 1%, getting ready really for this breakout to these targets, and that of course will create some inflationary fears. Looking at gold, we're still in the doldrums at 1770, just can't really get above this $1,800 mark, and silver sitting at 2380 this morning, again just struggling really to reverse out of this downtrend. Copper had a big week last week, and that's really the beginnings of the breakout of this consolidation pattern. We're down slightly today, but the interesting thing is that copper chart hasn't stopped. It's just a consolidation. Looks like we're going to see a further rise. Got an upside target of 8% just sitting there. US 10-year yields edging higher, 1.65%. That's the highest level we've seen for a good few months now, and we're pushing towards these targets of 175, 179, so that's what we're looking for. And the German Bund, this is the thing that we're most worried about, is starting to make new lows here. So we really do need to watch this, and the 167.50 level is what we need to watch as the next level, but realistically this is already happening, so bond markets potentially in crisis, the whole inflationary talk coming through. Brent Crude is falling back this morning, down 0.2%, but it is pushing towards these targets. We do have a mixed picture on the 1-minute chart this morning. We've got conflicting targets on the 60-minute, but for the moment it is still bullish. We are just seeing some short-term bearishness creeping in. US nat gas holding the $5 mark, but we were bearish this week on nat gas. We just really have struggled in the doldrums here, and we do have downside and upside targets, again a mixed picture. Coal sitting at 140, again just on the verge of breaking lower. That's what we need to watch for. It's just deteriorated again there, so we are seeing downside targets some 14% lower on coal, and emissions are up this morning, but the fact is we did make considerably lower lows yesterday, so This is a bounce on the cloud at the moment on the daily chart, but interestingly, we do have these targets. If you're trading emissions, keep an eye on the 1 minute targets. MBP is up nearly 5% this morning, so a little bit of relief there. We've just got to watch the support level. And on TTF, we've flagged the support level as 80. At the moment, we're trading off that level, 94. We're lining ourselves up for a potential triangle breakout here. We've got targets in both directions. Keep an eye on those 1 minute charts on your OTC data. And the same with German power. We are recovering off the bottom here this morning. Just need to make sure that we can hold that. We will have an upside target developing on this 1 minute chart. Keep an eye on those on your OTC data. And if we look at, I talked about the trading systems. Here we've been looking at the trading systems that are producing the best results for some clients. So this is really exciting. And of course, there's been a one-way bet in markets up until a few weeks ago. Now is when the trading systems really show their value as to what you should do through this turbulence. And you want something that's quite smooth through that. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.